Greetings, hello, welcome back to more Project Zomboid. So I've spent 2 days doing some stuff around the base. The first thing you already see here, we have a door in the bedroom. Isn't that fantastic? The future is now. Also, let me actually just open this. So this is where our rain collector barrels are, and I actually built it out to be a proper little balcony so we don't accidentally fall off from here. Also gives us nice views of the neighborhood. Wonderful. Outside of that, I did spend a lot of time reading some more books to get the XP multipliers here for various skills. And I also took a look at the good old crafting menu. Now, because I wanted to see what's the deal with the whole vaccine thing. Right, and so there's this whole chemistry tab here, which has then making new flask, dividing blood into components, extracting antibodies, etc., making test tubes, sterilizing flasks, and what have you. Well, first of all, the first thing I noticed is that you need fairly high first aid skills for the advanced things. I think there's actually here quality vaccine requires first aid 4, cure for zombie virus first aid 7. So I was already like, oof, leveling up first aid, that's a pain, like literally. Like the in vanilla Zomboid, pretty much the only way to level up first aid is getting injured, which then, people then take off their shoes and their socks, walk through glass, and then just pull the glass shards from their feet and fast forward time until they're healed and repeat. So, oof. The other thing I noticed, to do that, we need then, like this, here to make these flasks, which would we need a muffle furnace, and if we search for the muffle furnace, not muffler, assemble muffle furnace, we need a lab workbench. So for the workbench, we need assemble workbench. Well, first of all, we need first aid for that already, level 2. And some materials. Like, this is not too hard to get. Like 5 screwdrivers, it's a little bit of gathering. Planks, easy. That's all super easy to get. First aid too. So I was taking a look at the mod page because I thought, holy crap, leveling first aid. I thought I read something on the mod page about leveling first aid. So let me just pull that up here for everybody to see. Hide Zomboid. And here it says, well, first of all, there's this, you're doing a workbench, then you need to craft an easel, spectrometer, centrifuge, various different crafting stations, right? And then it says here about first aid. You can open and study zombies to level up your first aid skills. You need special clothing and tools. Zombies can open in the field, getting a small amount of experience, but if you find a morgue table, then experience will be gained several times faster. On the main map, the table can only be found in one place. Good luck in your search. Now, if we're talking about the main map and he says only in one place, then he's wrong. But also, I'm assuming what he means is, so this is the main map. Spoilers ahead, if you're not familiar with the vanilla Zomboid map, there's an official online map.projectzomboid.com, which has the whole vanilla map on it. So this is Riverside where we started, this little warehouse, and over here in this little corner is our current town, which is a modded town, right? So if we go all the way over here to the big city of Louisville, at the entrance of Louisville, there is the St. Peregrine Hospital, and in the back of the hospital, there's the morgue. So I'm assuming the modder says this is the only location where you find it. Well, what most people tend to forget is that Louisville has 2 hospitals. There's also the Central or General Hospital, and it obviously also has a morgue somewhere. Yeah, in the back here. Now, that's a little bit far away, but I'm fairly certain that some of the modded maps might also have hospitals and morgues there, or, you know, we have sometimes like the secret military base, or the evil military knew it all along, and then you have a morgue table in there. So we'll have to be on the lookout for that. That's kind of the, at the moment, main hurdle for me to actually look any further into the zombie virus. I want to level up my first aid, but I don't want it by hurting my own character, because that seems just dumb. The other thing I wanted to check, so we did our little exploration trip last time, and I was confused by this road, but that's a vanilla road. That's this whole under construction area here. But then we came down here and found out the large number of zombies in the buildings here. So this is a modded map, and to get a quick info about the map, somebody mentioned it already in the comment, that this is the map called Winchester. Now, I don't want to spoil myself too much, but I did take a quick look at the main map. So it is indeed here. The long road we drove along is actually a road that goes around, but don't want to get any more details here. What I did want to check, though, is the size of this map. This is a 49 cell map. Now, what is a cell? Well, the Project Zomboid map is basically divided into cells. Cells are made up of the individual tiles that you see in the game, you know, when you press walk to or when you place a chair or whatever. And a cell is 200 by 200 tiles. To put it in perspective, our current city, Cedar Hill, that is one cell. So Winchester is 49 cells, 7 by 7, the size of this. Also, my previous series in what was it called? Clear Cove. Clear Cove itself, a standalone map, is a 100 tile map. So a 100 cell map. So Winchester alone is half the size of Clear Cove. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Anyway, with that little exploration adventure out of the way, let's get back into the game here. Get back to Zomboid, turn this off, switch to the screen. No. Okay, here we are. Weather is good for the next few days. Oh, and even build a door here. Look at that, with civilized people now. Now, the other thing I noticed, and I wanted to double check in this dump chest when looking at my training materials, recipes, we haven't read the brief chemistry course yet. We're also missing some electronics magazines, and I'm fairly certain, let me double check that none of this stuff is actually in here. Yeah, no, electronics magazine 1 and 3 are missing. And I don't see a brief chemistry course. I could have sworn I saw that in some shelf at some point, but it's not here. I'll double check our advanced storage down here. What I started doing here is replacing these metal shelves with boxes. That's like 3 times the storage on in the same space. It's not quite finished yet. It's, you know, almost finished-ish. Brief chemistry? No, not in here? Okay, cool. We'll be on the lookout for that. I think for today, my plan, if you want to call it that, is first of all, since I didn't swing by the kitchen, I'm just gonna pick up that MRE here. Oh yeah, one last thing that I did on the last 2 days. We have a little farm plot here going. And because this whole situation with I've lost my scissors is driving me absolutely mad, I went over here and looted these 6 houses again in order to find scissors. Well, turns out no scissors in those houses. So it continues to drive me mad. So what we're doing today is doing one last, or hopefully last, clean up and looting session in our cozy little town here. Gonna hit up those apartment blocks in the northwest corner. Just, you know, to make sure that this place is and remains zombie-free-ish. As zombie-free as it gets. There's one more. I think. No, maybe? Maybe not. So at the moment I get into my car, the zombie will show up again. Usually. Although, one thing I just realized... Wasn't one of the shops here a barber shop? Like, if you can find scissors anywhere, then in the barber, right? What if here? That's a grocery. That's a nail shop. It says nails on the sign, but it kinda looks like barbershop in my book. And they don't have any scissors. Ah, there we go. Problem solved. Alright, we won the game. GG. Got also tempted to check the upstairs of this whole building complex. Looks kind of fancy. But I also have the strong opinion that the insides of buildings is what usually kills you. Another trailer. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys smashing down the windows. I knew somebody was faster than the rest here. Not smarter than the rest, just faster. Oh yeah, there is corpse autopsy. We need a scalpel and tweezers to do that. Okay. Guess we need some first aid place to pick that up at some point. Okay, certain I've seen plenty of those before, but always ignored it. Oh, yeah. Talking about a first aid place, hey. How you doing? Do you have a scalpel and tweezers? Apparently not. I'm gonna grab an extra pair of scissors in case I lose it again. What was the other thing? Tweezers? Yeah, probably not in the fridges here. That's just the bathroom. That door sound is somewhere above. I think we can find tweezers in any sign up. Residential bathroom, fairly certain. What a vegetable suit and a trowel. I don't think that's usually what you eat soup with, but, you know, each to their own. Oh, hi guys. Yeah, my character is way more scared lately. So one other thing you might have seen when I was right-clicking earlier is the Sandbox options option, which is a mod I installed to change your Sandbox options retroactively for two reasons. First of all, there was a big update to the traits mod that we're using in this run, which made it so you no longer gain the level up trait when you reach level 5. Well, first of all, it was changed to, if at all, you gain it at level 6, but by default you don't gain it at all anymore. Like when we got to level 5 carpentry, we got the carpenter perk, which made the rest a little bit easier. So for some reason, the mod maker decided, oh no, that makes characters too overpowered, you know, if you can level up your farming easier. And removed that. Or rather, disabled it by default, but in the Sandbox options you can enable it again so that you gain those traits. So I re-enabled that because I always thought that takes some of the grind away, and most of the crafting skills are not really giving you character power anyway. The other thing I was considering is, after seeing the huge amount of zombies as we were going into Winchester, whether or not we have to tune down the population a bit. Now, I'm not opposed to playing on high pops, right? I think I mentioned before, I'm playing in a multiplayer server right now that has the maximum amount of zombies you can possibly have in the game. And I've been, you know, fighting through hordes of zombies. I just think for a YouTube series, if you don't want like 2 weeks of episodes me just killing zombies in the same stretch of road, having super high zombie population, it just doesn't really work all that well. Let's prepare our MIE here. A little bit of lunch. Some salt, some soy sauce, some peanut. Actually, the peanut butter thing is for the crackers. Oh, whatever. Put it in the pork rice. Chomp it all down. Oh no, now we don't have peanut butter for the crackers. I'm not putting a hot sauce on them. The rest can just go away. I want the gum. Plastic spork. Delete it all. And yes, I deleted the garbage bag. I think we have enough for any rainwater collectors we want to make. So anyway, back to actually looting something. So we have this wonderful plaza here with those 4 residential apartment buildings all around it. Scary large buildings that don't disappear if you get close. I'm not hearing anything from inside, which is kind of scary in a way. There's some bashed down doors, so it means the zombies might have just run outside. Now I wonder at this point if it would be faster to actually remember which stuff we still need. We'll see. I think this is probably into the hallway, the main hallway. Everything we need from the kitchen. Let's grab an extra protein bar. It feels so weird, you know, being in a building like this and it's completely silent. No zombies banging anywhere. No growling. Because it also kind of makes you want to rush things then. It's like, oh yeah, there's no threat here. I can just run through the buildings. I don't need to combat stance. Just open the door and run through. And, you know, this is how you died. The layout of these buildings is so cramped a little bit. That seems like very odd loot, very odd stuff to keep in your cabinet. So yeah, a bunch of spray cans and school bag. Sending our boys to school. Teachers love him. Yeah, by the way, we did just find the Electronics Magazine 1, which gives me the Remote Controller 1. Well, let me actually read that right away. I'll have a quick look in the crafting menu. Actual Remote Controller 1. Can do that with electrical too. Need TV remote, glue, scrap electronics. TV remote. Okay. And the weirdest item you ignore for half your playthrough. And suddenly you need it. Tweezers and a TV remote. Slightly different layout of the apartments above. I like it. It's not just a copy-paste job. Oh yeah, get some maple syrup in here. Like, what kind of monsters live here? They have a TV but no remote? Do they actually get up to change the station? Is that what? Tweezers. Okay, let's just take both. Another remoteless TV. Bunch of animals, I tell you. So there's so much food here. Yeah, grape jello. Didn't have a proper dessert here after our MRE lunch. No, pay enough attention which items he picks, but I'm just happy that there's something in the shelf that we haven't had yet. We might also have enough rubber ducks. I don't know. Can you have enough rubber ducks? Can you have too many? Questions humanity was not able to answer yet. Take some random food accessories. Let's throw away a good magazine. What's on the table? TV magazine. No remotes. Okay. Rubber duck. I think those are kind of the rare type. Anyway. Getting kind of late. It's a distinct lack of zombies that we fought so far today. I want to give it. Yeah, okay. Let's forget about the kitchens. Check the room, the living room for remotes. Check bookshelves for any sort of magazines we might still need. Okay, nothing here. Let's go one floor up. Well, that might just be the roof here. Lovely rooftop. Right, there's no way I'm going through all of these buildings. There's still zombies here. Alright, so Do a little nudge. And hook you up. Can always use another trailer, right? Even if it's just as a storage thing. But for any bigger looting runs, I think my general approach right now is going to be any zombie I see in the streets, we're gonna engage. I want to keep this town as clear as possible. Might even resort to some honking at some point, just to get them out of the woods, out of the trees. Okay. It's a little bit overeager. As is not my multiplayer character of Nimble 6. This is a little bit below that still. A lovely spot here. Really? Really? Game's really trolling me today. After finding one pair of scissors, it gives me 3 pairs in the medical place. And then, of course, the first zombie, well, not necessarily first. One of the first zombies we killed also has scissors in them. Now, to be fair, instead of looting through random residential houses, I could have just gone to an appropriate house. Alright. So that scream clearly came from this direction. Brings me back to that sound events mod. Actually adding something in the world that you can find after hearing sound events. I'm just not sure. Like, is it somewhere in the woods here? How far away is it gonna be? Yeah. Okay. No way I'm going into some random woods just after some screams. Someone's screaming in the woods in the zombie apocalypse, you run away from that, right? Not running to it. Oh, it's a busy hour here in the clothing store. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention is radio said that there's fluctuations in the power grid. For the winter, pick up those long johns. That zooms. I'm kind of, I saw the clothing store and I'm like, okay, let's see if we can find something that tells me, you know what, this is what I want to change into. And no, it's not the bikini. Probably. Yeah, I'm not creative enough when it comes to clothing in this game, I think. Maybe we see something on a zombie that I like. Caught me a little bit off guard. Undercover storage company. What is this? What is that? Part of the building accessible from here? Okay, yeah. Undercover storage company. What? Maybe they rent out the parking lot or something as storage? I don't know. Weird sign. So one thing I wanted another trailer is so we can probably like go to the forest here and chop down a bunch of trees, put them all in the trailer, have enough wood for any sort of carpentry that I still want to do. The other thing we can do with this is we have these survivor houses, this here and the one over on the other street. There's still a ton of weapons and ammo and stuff that we can then bring home more easily with that additional storage. That's probably something for another day. What I want to do now is check if we can get if we find a TV remote maybe in our own house or maybe in one of the houses nearby. I can't park inside with a trailer, really. And then basically check if we can get the remote door opener to work with our door here. That would be such a quality of life upgrade. So first things first, do we have a remote control? Yeah, probably not. Maybe I picked one up at some point, knowing that I might need it later on. No. Right, so do a quick jog across the street. Yep. So I'm just not gonna find it. Oh, that's not even the living room. Okay, this might be something to do on another day. I have one last hope that maybe in our big pile of loot we have a remote door control, no, remote control. But that hope was also short-lived. Then we have another pile of loot here behind the trailer. No, okay. Well, in that case, what we can do is take this, take that, get the needle, and this time around, just so that I don't lose stuff, let's do that upstairs. Put everything finely ordered on the ground and upgrade. And upgrade again. Excellent. Grip on back. So now we have a bunch of new attachments. So we can, for example, canteens in the bottle slot. If equipment slots for our various other tools. Saw can go into the utility slot. Most importantly, we have a plushie slot. Put a plushie in there. I think I saw something in here. That's the most important thing, obviously. Apparently it doesn't work with the door. Evoke plushie, watching our back now. Then, do I have a flashlight here? I know that there was a flashlight, like a cheap one, hand torch. I thought I had a big yellow flashlight. Well, you know what, for now, put you in the flashlight spot. So now we have a flashlight, I think it's up here. We can turn on and light up the room. For some reason, you have to right-click on the slot next to it. But hey, it works. If it works, it works. Okay, balloon slot we haven't found on the ad. Secondary back's kind of wasted. Holster. Don't have a weapon for that. Alright, before we turn in for the night, I want to have one last look at the remote thing. So I'm still looking for the Master V1 remote, which I don't have yet. Yes, I would always need the TV remote. Oh, there's a proper flashlight. That away. Scalpel can go away. And our dump chest is full. Okay, then congratulations, you're the new dump chest. Go in here. Then we have farming, which means we can box up the farming books. Box up the first aid box. Looks like we're still missing tailoring 2. Well, no. Tailoring 2 is next to my bed upstairs. That away. It's almost midnight already. Okay, we just need to put all of this away. Salt can go away to much faster. The oils. Okay, the rest can stay. Fill up my canteens. Quick snack before we go to bed. I'll check the... I think this also had a TV. No. It's very unlikely that there's a TV remote in this room. No, it has a TV. What am I talking about? Doesn't have a remote though. Do these people live? Well, turns out they don't live at all anymore. They're all dead, but you know, maybe they would have survived with a TV remote. Anyway, way past my bedtime. So we have some new objectives, I guess. So yeah, we could try taking apart those corpses that are out and about. Now that we have the necessary tools with the tweezers and the scalpel. And it might be worth checking just to see how much first aid XP it gives. Maybe it's reasonable for level 1 and 2, but maybe we'll just explore Winchester, see if they have a hospital over there, and see if they have a morgue table. Systems failing, network compromised. Well, let's quickly check the weather for the next day. And then we'll call it here. The quest for the scissors is over. Now the quest for the TV remote begins. And for other stuff. Alright. Music starting at the end of the radio. Did I miss the air activity detected? No, there's no air activity. I'm certain it didn't spot any zombie anywhere outside. Alright, we're gonna call it here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.